Hello everybody and welcome to another M+ walkthrough. Today we're gonna look at a spicy one. It's a 24 Azure Vault and it's gonna be on my Paladin. We're just gonna head right into it. It's on a Fortified week, actually the week we're in right now with waging and Kragg. And the first bull we're gonna hit here is gonna be 6 slashers with 3 of the Furies. See me sending a shield here and insta taunting the other pack to get some decent aggro. Then we're gonna get the rest of the aggro with the bell here, pop a sentinel and start a CC rotation. Just blind it, and then we're gonna get a Chaos Nova here from the DH in a second, while the Boomy and the arms just pumping the pack with Bloodlust. Stuff is almost dying, people are ramping, you don't really have to use much here. We're raging now, but the Boomy push, and then we get the dragon here, doing a little bit of CC, and it's dead. We still have Bubble, we still have Guardian, hard chilling. Now after people have burned the CDs here, we're gonna do a little reset pack before we do another big pull. And just for your information, this was done, it was kinda a puck, like the healer and the Boomy, which had some CC, which is really important in this dungeon. To stop Furious, and the Leisure Casters was pucked, and I was playing with the Warrior and the DH. Which is a little spicy in this dungeon, because if you're not on comms with it, it's a bit interesting when people use it and don't use it, especially since the Warrior don't really have a solid AoE stop he can take. But yeah, we're doing fine so far, clearing this pack out, and people are about to get their 2 minutes up again for the coming pull here. It's kind of the whole idea, because like you can see my blind is just came up, so it matches kind of perfectly for another big pull here. So like use your big CCs and your stops, and then reset, and then you have it again. So this little trick here, I'm gonna one out, and then I'm gonna jump up here, throw my shield, and then I'm gonna run back. It will not aggro the dragons or anything else. Just get the pack in the back here, and everything will come in here. Then we'll start the CC rotation again. I'm gonna fire off my bow. Boom is gonna beam, and we're gonna pump our CDs here. Just gonna chill in Sentinel for now. Probably pop our Cheer soon here, just to get an overlap. I'm gonna pop Arden instead. Just gonna pump out of this. Be careful not to Kragg or get stuck in the pools here. Now they're all gonna start waging here, so we probably wanna pop Guardian soon. I'm gonna pop Guardian here, kite it backwards. Still have some good stops. So much in this group. And we're just gonna go single target here to finish off the last big guy here. Yeah, now we're over the 2 biggest pulls in this route. There's gonna be some semi-sized pull later on, but nothing too crazy. This is the hardest part, I guess you could call it, when it comes to the coordination, since we do not take the 4 Furies later on. You can do that definitely, but not in this route. Here we're just gonna try to collect these all these tenders as fast as possible to get damage on them. This can be a bit awkward as Paladin if you have played it, because we have to move out of Consecration, and you have to move out to get them, but you also like you're forced to move out, because I can't speak right now, because the tenders throw the small AoE thing, and the saplings also do the burst. It's a bit annoying, but you get them stacked up here. The DH did die. I think he got slapped by a sapling or something. Trying to collect can happen. But so far so good. 1 death to that, we can handle that. And then you're just gonna have 1 Milm kick on each of these. That's all you need. And just try to kill them as fast as possible. While you're killing these, I can quickly talk about a comp here. It's pretty okay comp for this dungeon. The Boomy is kinda underrated, if you ask me, in the Azure Vault, since it's there's a lot of big pulls actually, and the Boomy does like that. And the same goes for the arms warrior. Big pulls and he's chilling. AoE stops, we did consider like an enhance instead of a boomy, but we didn't really get one in queue, so we just went with this boomy, since enhance like really broken in here. They can do, they have like some storm ability on a 30-second cooldown, and it's like a AoE stop, really strong. And then they have the totem also, which can be like a double stun, so they have really good control. But since we have a dragon this week for the raging, and he has 2 stops also, we thought it would be enough, since the boom also brings quite a lot of damage. Then we have the DH. DH is quite good, generally on Fortified weeks, their damage, and they have Chaos Nova in here. And yeah, the dragon, as I mentioned, for raging and stops, and also the bloodlust. So not a common comp, but it works out in this dungeon. The DH buffs the boomy also, so that's good. But now we here on the ideal comp into this for like all group would be to switch out the boomy for an enhancement. That'd be perfect. But yeah, now we are dealing with one of my least favorite bosses this season probably. It's unless you're a protection paladin, it's not protection warrior. I mean, it's not so fun because protection warrior, they can just spell reflect the hits, the boss dots. It's like a big hit, and then it's a big dot that keeps going. Hurts like hell, and yeah, you can see me. I'm gonna drop quite low a few times here. Have to move a lot as a paladin, and I cannot spell reflect the dots, so it's not so fun. But we're dealing with it. Gonna pop Sentinel here for the next hit. I'm gonna try to stand in a Consecrate to take the hit. Then we're gonna turn it around and get ready to fuck up some trees here. I have beforehand tried to like snipe the ones out on the other edge. So like I'm not trying to get the middle one, I'm trying to snipe like in a line outside. And I did that for a long time, but I found it to be really like it's not as effective as doing it in the middle, because you're always sure that you can snipe something if you go into the middle. And it's also a bit easier to position yourself. Like you just stand and you do a little turn and then you're sniping everything. What you can do is like snipe a lot down through the middle. Oh, we just lost the DH there. He's up again. You could technically snipe the trees through the whole thing, since the frontal is like really big. But this works fine as long as you get a few here. This one is not so good. No, we only get one. Some of them are fairly stacked on the sides, so it is okay. Or we're killing it here, so it doesn't really matter. It tends to happen for me when I'm fighting this boss. I don't look at the HP too much, just focus on getting the best snipe as possible. But yeah, finishing off this, we might... I think we actually killed the 2 elementals down here. It's not in the roots, but it's like you don't lose too much time for it, and people can freely pre-pot throughout the whole dungeon if as they know invis, so we're just gonna kill these. So they can like pre-pots, don't have to think about the invis pots. And we knew we had the damage in this dungeon, so we just chose to do it. I think it was the warrior was missing. He pre-pot on the boss or something, so went with this. Gonna kill this quick, and then we actually we're a little too fast. Ideally, we wanna have Lust for the next pull, but we're gonna have CDs for it. So we're gonna pump a semi-big pull on the next one, and then we're gonna do a little pull, and then we're gonna Lust the bigger one. But here, not much happening here. Like you just have to kick the sleep, and then filler kicks and arcane bolts. Nobody should really die here. Just holding everything. Sentinel, Tyr, and Defender, Bell, everything ready for next pull here, and they are perfectly patrolled here. Just gonna fuck up the left side here.
Range 5.
Sending everything. bursting 300k, that's nice. Then here I usually take the icy binding. It's on the purple marker, the keeper here. Really have to make sure to kick that when the forbidden knowledge is going down. If not, it's usually a wipe you're looking at, since it's a one shot, unless people have really big defensive immunities or something that can like free them from the bind. But we have it under control. Just gonna switch over to single target here. I'm running a little low on defensive, but everything is kinda dying, so as long as I kick this one, I'm just gonna hold my Guardian and my bubble for the next pack, or the next spicy thing that could come. We're gonna go to the pack with the one Fury here, and the caster and the elemental. What I usually do here is like try to take it a bit to the side, so you don't pull the patrol that's coming. In this certain pull I was a bit slow, as you're gonna see in a second here. I think I actually just forgot everything about it. I'm just tanking the pull right here, so it's gonna be a close one. Patrol is gonna be coming really close, but everybody make sure to like stop their AoE for a little bit and walk in the other direction, so it doesn't ninja pull here. It's gonna be coming here on the left side. Don't want that. Hammering the Fury here. Still chilling with our defensive. Like a 3-pack is nothing you're gonna die on as a tank. You just play with your basic toolkit. And after this we're gonna go for the jump, since there's not anything else we really want as count up here. Gonna jump and pop ourselves. Then we're gonna jump to the other side. What we usually do here is like take the pull on the right and with the patrol here, but the patrol can be really awkward. So I was like, fuck it, we're just gonna do this pull. It is stacked up, we have lost, it's gonna die quite quickly, and we have a lot of AoE stops, so we don't have to worry about the Furies. Yeah, and CD management, we're gonna fire up our Sentinel here. And then a second we should be popping Tuna here to overlap with the Sentinel. Maybe we just, yeah, it's coming there. And now we're chilling again. Just gonna start doing some single target here to get that treasure down. Don't wanna waste time on that one. Gonna have to, but ideally we wanna limit the time it's gonna take to kill the treasure. Also why this pull is not like that effective, because of the higher HP. We did skip the construct though, which they have been nerfed a lot, but they used to, like, they're really good to pull because they don't really do anything as long as you dodge the frontal. But they have a lot of HP, so even though it can seem like a safe pull, which definitely can be, you're gonna waste a lot of time on high HP mobs. Here we're gonna have to play a bit with our defensive. Gonna go in with Sentinel at the beginning and tank this. Soon you're gonna see me pop 80 here. Take the binding. Gonna pop out Glock here. Oh, I'm actually not gonna pop anything here because you can see I just got timed by the dragon, so we're chilling. And when this is about to one up, I'm gonna pop 80. I might overlap 2 here, otherwise I'm just gonna play around with the cheat death. Still chilling beyond 80. Now we're out of it. We're gonna pop Guardian soon. There you go. We did lose a Boomy to Swirly, but we're chilling. I still have Bubble here. See, now what happened here is I'm in Bubble right now, and they are targeting the DH and the Warrior for some reason, even though I'm standing right on top of them. I don't know, these mobs had a problem with my villain players in this one. They just wanted to kill them no matter what. And it doesn't make any sense, because what usually can happen is like there's a tank hit, like the cut from the guards or whatever mobs usually have. It's like about to go off, and then if you use your bubble taunt, it can like fixate it on another player, and it will go through on that player and kill that player. But in this scenario, they just kept going for the players, even though I was on top of them with my bubble, which that's not normal. If they're like out of range, because bubble is like an aura, it's really weird. It makes sense because it's like a radius where they are perma-taunted in your bubble. But in this scenario, it was just weird. Now we're gonna do probably the hardest pull for me as a tank in the whole dungeon. This lieutenant is extremely overtuned and extremely disgusting. He hurts like hell, but what you can do, as you see me doing right there, is like I'm trying to outrange his frontal. The breath is gonna come here too. Just not take damage from it because he requires so many defensives to survive. Like if you don't have defensive rolling when he's gonna do his ice cutter, it's likely you're gonna get one shot on the Fortified weak. And the same here, I don't have any defensives as you can see right now, so I'm not gonna fuck with him. I'm just gonna kite him to death. Use my consecrate to slow him a bit.
4, 3.
Actually, no mind, he cannot be slowed probably because he's elite. And here, normally I would chain this pull into the 3 guards here. But since we did the 2 elementals, we only have to do 1 guard. Give me a second here. Just gonna take a sip. Here we're just gonna pull it on top of the boss. The D8s have CDs, the boom he has, and the warrior is about to get them. So it's like, fuck it, let's just send it. It's only the guards and the frontal from the boss that really does any damage, so we're chilling. Guardian here, damage not gonna do anything, and I just call for my million players here to just keep focusing on the boss, since the last that here we can just CC it or walk away from it. It's not gonna do much. You see me just kiting it for the illusions here. I'm gonna hutch this one, so it doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'm probably gonna take 1 more hit. Yeah, and then we're chilling. Popping a sentinel. I'm just gonna try to do some damage to these illusions. What you can also do here is, yeah, you can see me doing it right there, sacking the healer just to help him a bit with the AoE damage. If it is on Torrential, you can also help off healing. But with the nerf there was quite some weeks ago, it's like it doesn't do too much. Unless it's a dragon, you ideally want to go stacked around so he can heal you. But as you see, we're chilling quite hard. There I did drop to 2%, but yeah, I still have 80 up, so I can't die. Here we drag the boss. It's kind of what you want to do perma as a tank. Kite it on top of the ads, so they can cleave the ad just to maximize boss damage. If you want to be safe, you can kill the image, but ideally you should just focus the boss and let the ad get cleaved. And do the same here again. Gonna pop my sentinel for this hit, coming right up. Take it here, and then we're gonna Vog it up. And I'm just gonna try to pump a little more damage into the boss here before he faces.
Phase change.
And then we're back to the thing most people probably die to in Azure Vault. Just running around, not getting hit by swirlies or orbs. It is no fun if you touch any of those. Neither as a DPS or a tank. You will die instantly. But as long as you are awake, it's nothing that can kill you. Finishing off the last one here. I was about to go backwards here, but I'm gonna switch to the other side since I just realized that we still have the 2 guards up there. Didn't take it in this one, as you know. Another orb going out here. Probably gonna pop sentinel for this hit.
4, range 5.
Gonna take another hit here. Stacking here on top of this one again. What you also can do if you're like struggling with your defensives, especially on Fortified week, or not Fortified, Tronical, you can losing a DH there, unlucky. You can use your horse to dodge it. So like when it begins, like right before it begins casting the frontal, or as it is starting to cast it, just use your horse and run away, and you will not take damage from it. Here I think it just phases, sadly. Yeah, it's a bit unlucky. If you had the DH there, you'd probably phased it, but our time is still kind of okay. Since the last part is kind of huge for Boomy and Arms to pop off with the damage. And we're also gonna have a Lust for one of the packs here. But here we just gonna try to not use anything. On the last hit here we don't wanna use defensives. We have to do anything, we will use a horse, which we don't have. Because we're gonna go into area here where we're gonna start pulling quite a bit. We do have Tyr and Sentinel and Bubble, so we're kinda chilling. And you can see the Warrior have CDs. The Boomy and DH is missing, but it should be okay. Popping Sentinel early here because this one slaps until you're in Sentinel and can hold your ground. It's usually the thing with Paladin. Stacking up the whole room here. I'm gonna pop a Tyr soon here. There we go. Having a few bleed stacks here. Nothing we cannot handle. What you can do, like mid pull, when the small looters are dead and you still have the bleed going, you can like taunt the breaker and then quickly pop and then take it off to remove the bleeds. You can also like taunt it and then call for a AoE stop, like a leg sweep or Chaos Nova or something like that. But if you do it without any of those stuff, it is likely that DPS is just gonna get insta-slapped, which is no fun. Of course, sometimes you have to do what you have to do to survive. Here, since we killed the breaker, we're just gonna go on since the Fox doesn't do anything. No explosive to deal with, or Sanquing and anything dumb like that this week. Just gonna head on and target the next breaker here and one up until we get to the next part of the room. And we're gonna pull for a Bloodlust. Kinda wanna get one off quickly so we have time for another one in the last boss. I think we actually do not. I think we quick enough to not use it, but we'll see. Gonna pump here once again. Probably send a Art Defender here soon. Yeah. Now we're chilling. Here we have to kill the breaker quickly or soothe it, otherwise somebody's gonna die. Just kill it in time. But that is like, that's piss scary. Like on Fortified, enraged breaker. Have to be really careful about that. Both as like a DPS and anybody who can soothe, because if it's mid cast and it's around getting close to the 30% HP and it's getting enraged mid cast, that is no fun. So be quick there, and as a DPS you have to look out for it too. Like pop a really big defensive if it's not gonna get soothed, because people will forget it. Here we try kind of to do what we have done through the whole one with the frogs, like use Vortex and AoE stops in general, like to stop their jump so we can maximize our damage on them. Especially in the case for the mediums, whom we can just blast wherever. And then this is gonna be all accounts, and then we're gonna head into the more boring section of the dungeon here. Gonna death skip the last two breakers here. It's just gonna be a basic tank skip. You can also have another DPS, for example a rogue. Evasion tank them on the side while the rest of the group goes by. But if you don't have a rogue, the rogue doesn't have evasion or something, you can do this. I just draw them to the sides, and everybody jump over, and then I die right here. And then they can mass with me. Have the healer here pre-casting mass with Giga Gamer, and then we're gonna head on to the third boss here. This boss, there's not much to talk about. Ideally, you want to have like some kind of pattern to not fuck up your DPS and your healer. What I like to do is like kind of stand in a C formation where I have my medium DPSs, ideally 2 on the sides, and then to the side of oh yeah, you had a scary moment there, but they have fixed quaking on this boss, so if it starts while you're in there, you just stack up, you don't die. But yeah, ideally I want them on the side, kind of like this. It's not perfect, but it works. The healer does get stuck on the other side, sacking him on the way over there. But like stand in a C, so medium DPS, and then the ranged on the sides, then you can like jump out of it every time. But yeah, you see here, this is a bit mixed. But again, since they nerfed it, you kind of have a good time to get out of it, as long as you have some kind of mobility. And generally as a tank here, it's very unlikely you die. You kind of just want to pop your defensive when you are right about to get hit by one of these bombs, and you kind of reduce most of the damage you could ever take. In this quaking, we see we're gonna get hit here because I think it's because not everybody is stacking, and then it detects that you can like remove the quaking or something. Because not everybody is in there, and it's gonna let it go off anyway. Or it's like because it can go off before the devastation from the boss, like the big hit goes through, like and then it does it. So be careful of that, but ideally you should be able to just stack up. If you have the time to run out, you do that, but otherwise stack up. You're just gonna try to move a bit up, so we're ready for the next absolute zero. What can happen sometimes is you're playing a bit too much with your space, and then you're gonna have a long way to run, and if you have classes without too much mobility or already used mobility for the bombs here, it can be a little spicy. We're chilling here. Gonna have around 5 minutes for the last boss, more than enough since it's not tonical. I think this boss took us around 3 to 4 minutes. I have a DH trying to do some tricks there, but just dying in gens can happen. But it's all good, time was fine. Gonna give him a little rest here, and then we're gonna head off to the last boss. This is one of the more spiciest, more spicy boss as a tank.
5, 4, 3, 2,
you kind of have to make sure to have a defensive for each of the hits the tanks send, or not the tank, but the mob is sending out. If not, it's like you're gonna die. And sometimes your healer will send out a random cleanse on another player to like help them out. And if that happens, you're gonna have to tank the dot also, which is no fun. It can definitely be done, but it does hurt quite a lot. The first one, just gonna commentate through the defensive usage here. We popped our AD, and this one we're just gonna pop a Sentinel. Use a little walk to get us all the way up to full HP, and like we get a little shield also from doing that, so it's more than enough. We're holding on to our bell because all of these small shards are gonna spawn soon. We're gonna try to blast some damage onto those. I'll send it out here. Then we're probably also gonna pop pre-pot, yeah, and do some damage. Did sure the hit right before. Probably gonna Guardian here. Yeah, I think we just got Guardian off for that hit. Have a Christian getting quite high HP over here. I think it goes through. Oh yeah, it just goes through. If we're gonna get a raw out, I'm gonna try to off-heal a little bit. Actually forgetting everything. I'm gonna have to bubble because I'm trying to off-heal so much. That can happen. Make sure when you bubble not to like one away, because if you want too far away, because of the aura around it, it will just target another player and one-shot them. Learned that the hard way. It's no fun. Taking a hit here. Gonna pop Arden Defender, heal yourself up. Gonna move a bit. You can like go into a corner and just tank this boss through the whole fight, but you're gonna give you DPS and you healer a really hard time, since the boss is gonna be all over them. So if you have a class that can do it, yeah, I'm gonna drop really low just because I didn't have any defensive, but just survive, and we had to cheat death so we can heal ourselves up. But yeah, it can fuck up your other players. So if you have the possibility to do it, as we have as a Paladin, you just pop freedom, your horse, as I do here, and then you just want to a new position where the ops are not, and then you have chilling. What you also can do is, like, if your healer doesn't heal at all, they should target you as a tank, and then you can just run around with the orbs all the time. Here we're gonna get the last spawns. DDH have some damage, and the Boomy is just popping off here. That's the really good thing about having a druid or a shadow priest, specifically a balanced druid, since they can just dot everything up. Take a hit here with Tyr, healing ourselves up. Another spicy one. Could definitely have played this cleaner. And here we're just gonna build to get another sentinel for the next tank hit. I'll pop it here, and then we're just gonna send the boss home. We're gonna execute. The arms is in the execute phase here, so we are chilling. And what I might do is actually just pop Guardian. Usually if you know the key is like finished, just pop Guardian. Just pop everything, all defensive, everything. No reason to hold stuff, because bad things can always happen in the end. But yeah, we finished the key with like 1 minute and 39 seconds left. Big pumpers had we had 7 deaths. Not some horrible deaths, but yeah, pretty solid one. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it in the commentary, and I'll see you in the next video.